Well, good morning, Lisa Cavalieri. How are you going?
Good, thank you.
Thank you for coming in and have a chat to me about the upcoming Super Series of Squash being put together by Squash Vic. You travel well playing squash. You've been around. You've been in lots of countries. Have you seen a format like this before?
Yeah, I've done a little bit of travelling in Europe. I haven't actually participated in anything, but I've been there one of the nights and watched some of the leagues over there. Yeah.
And are they club-based leagues, or are they just people who are of a certain standard being put together and been forming their own teams?
Well, they are club-based, but they still a lot of international players are playing in the leagues. So I mean, normally the top two, lines are based with international players, and then the 3 and the 4, if they have a 4th player in the team, are local players.
Oh, fantastic. So it's very similar to sort of what we're trying to put together here, because just for the people at home, the format for this, as you're probably aware, the 6 top women, 6 top men, 6 top juniors, 6 teams, and 6 competing nights. So, and obviously the whole intention is to try and get a bit of a showcase of Victorian squash, and whilst we've got the benefit of having you being based now down here in Victoria, it just gives the opportunity for people who may not get to see squash the whole time to actually sit down, come along, have a look at some international level squash, and hopefully raise a bit of interest in the game, because anything that's good for squash, well, we need it at the moment. So, so now you're going to be playing up against people like Fitz, Melanie Francis, Sarah Cardwell. There's some pretty good names in there for you to come up against. I mean, obviously you've played probably against all of them at some stage, and I think you probably train a little bit with Sarah as well.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, great matches. So, yeah, I mean, I've obviously played all the girls before, and like you said, I've just been training with Sarah. So, it'd be good for the spectators to watch some good squash.
So, any dirt on any other players? Anything you want to tell me? Any tweaking for young Cardwell? She's coming after you, Cardwell. Just remember that.
No, not really. I live with Cardwell.
So, just on a personal note, how are you finding being down here in Victoria?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, the training's been really great. Been training with Vicky Cardwell, so and also with Sarah Fitz here as well. And I mean, this is the first time I've been training with female coaches, so
oh really?
It's made a huge difference. With
yes, obviously with Byron and the crew.
Yeah, I've always worked with a male coach, and it's just completely different with the court movement and yeah, just different things like I mean, up in the AIS, they're sort of very structured, the footwork is completely different, and a lot of the stuff, the females are just not strong enough to do that. So it's been good working with Vicky and also getting on court with Sarah. So yeah, I just really enjoy it.
And you're going to be based down here most of the year? You got some plans to travel overseas again this year?
Heading over to Hong Kong on Tuesday. So
cool.
I've got a tournament in Hong Kong, followed by a tournament in Chennai. So I'm going to be away for the next 3 weeks, but going to be based in Melbourne for most of the year. So I'll pretty much just travel back and forth for the year.
Yeah. So it's going to be a very interesting year for you then.
Yeah.
And a bit of this as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be able to get most of the matches in.
Yeah, no, hopefully, yeah, I mean, obviously I'd love to be here for most of the matches, and this will be really exciting to get it going, and to have some sort of league happening in Australia, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, well, this is it's a different concept that Nathan Snyder, you've probably been around the place. He's a coach from overseas who's now based here in Victoria, and he spoke with Squash Vic a few months ago about trying to do something different to promote squash in Victoria, and it's a fantastic idea. And the good thing about it is that a lot of the top players, both male and female, and the juniors, and it gives a chance to showcase.
Well, that's right. That's sort of a different aspect to it, was having the top juniors in the team, whereas normally, it's just covered with senior players. But it'd be great for the juniors to see some squash as well, and be in the mix of some of the top players in Australia. Yeah,
well, it's good for us because it's always good to get somebody coming from experience overseas. Nathan's got a significant amount of coaching experience, particularly in Europe, and he's probably seen these types of things happen before. And look, as we all know, squash is probably a little bit flat at the moment in Australia. It's certainly not in the standard of players we're producing, but just the number of competitive players and even juniors and pepper players and things like that.
Yeah.
So, when he approached Squash Vic about putting something together like this, he was. We also looked at him and that's fantastic, but how's it going to work? And he's worked very closely with Richard and Fiona from Victorian Squash to put it together. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I don't mind the opportunity to get a microphone in my hand and have a chat in front of a group of people. And the other thing about this is that we've actually been able to get a fair amount of sponsors together to help us with this. All right. So the other thing which has been really good, Squash Vic have been able to go out and round up a few sponsors to make it a bit more of an interesting aspect to the league. So it's very important at this point in time. We thank Burke Blinds, North End Constructions, Link Pumps, Johnny Link, always a big name around squash, always putting his hand in his pocket to help us out as wherever he can. Lazy Mo's, also another big supporter of Victorian squash over the years. ITV Cabinets, and Westerfold Sports Centre, and obviously you're a big fan of Westerfold Sports Centre because that's your training base at the moment. So we're very, very appreciative of the fact that they've been able to help us out with that. Well, look, thanks for coming down today. I know you've got a lot on your plate, a lot of training, and getting prepared for your tournaments. So yeah, as I said, look, thanks for coming down. Good luck with the series. Good luck with your trip to Hong Kong next week. Hope that all goes well. And yeah, we'll be seeing you on, I think the first one is May 20 at Knox Park Squash Centre. So until then, good luck and we'll see you then.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Not a problem, thank you.